Well, as you can tell, guys, well, you might not be able to tell, but I'm driving. So holy shit balls, welcome to episode 18 of Wrestling with Success. And this one, guys, I'm gonna tell you out straight. Shit goes down and last minute changes happen, and scheduling got in the way when it comes to getting a guest on. So last minute, I thought I'm gonna go to a session somewhere else, and I'm just gonna call a podcast episode on the fly because it's Monday. It's Monday, and I've got to deliver. Always got to deliver. Stay consistent. Mr. Success has got to do an episode on a Monday, so I'm never gonna let you down. I've got to do an episode. So this episode, I'm driving home from a session from London Lucha School of Underground. I've said it wrong already. London Lucha Underground. I went to Lucha London. I went to a Lucha London training session. Now I'm just going round and roundabout, not knowing where the fuck I am. So I went to a Lucha London session down in Bethnal Green, London, and I went with fellow trainee and wrestler Jack Torino. And well, put it this way, Jack Torino. When somebody said, "Oh, you should go to Lucha London," I immediately thought a load of Mexicans, high flying. That's not a bit of me. And they're like, no. Aiden Simpson, Taylor Essex, he recommended it as well. And they were like, no. Honestly, you'll really like it. It's really random. You do a warm up and you're dancing to a DJ. And I was like, right, what the fuck? So, but I thought I've got to go. I'm all about trying different things, going to all these different schools, so I can share the experience with you guys, and let you know what it's like. And I've got to say, it was in Bethnal Green. It was like it's underneath a railway bridge. And when I turned up, it was effectively a warehouse. It was like it was like a garage. And I went in, and there was about 30 to 40 people in this tiny little place, and a massive wrestling ring. There was an upstairs. Went upstairs to get my gear changed and everything, and it was like I'm trying to think of the best way to describe it. It was like an indie punk rock venue or something like that. It's so hard to describe because I don't want to bash the place, because my whole experience there was fucking awesome. But my first impressions of the place when I turned up, I thought, fuck, what have I done? I'm going to get mugged or something like that. I was just like, shit, what the hell? And I went in, and it was a toilet, and it was just like comic book strips, wrestling posters, lucha posters, all over the walls. There was just fucking stuff everywhere. And I went for a piss, and I was like, shit, this is just so surreal. What the fuck is going on? How am I supposed to do training in this? It's tiny. There's so many of us. It smells like a baby's old sock or a baby's old knacker. You can tell I'm improvising here. It smells like a donkey's old sock. There was a smell in the air, and it was sweaty balls. Sweaty balls and sweaty ovaries. So at first I was thinking, what the fuck? And then boom, before you know it, lights have gone out. DJ starts putting this fucking incredible music on, and next minute we're all raving, we're all dancing, we're all kicking off, and everyone's shouting, Lucha Monday, and I'm thinking, fuck, what the fuck have I turned up to? But I tell you what, the workout, we did about an hour's workout, and I kid you not, it was nothing short of a rave. It was music, it's so hard to describe. Jack, when we were driving up there, said it's like dancing, but I can't really describe it to you. You need to appreciate it for yourself. So I'm trying my best to give you a slice of what went on, but it can't really be explained. The fact that we were in this garage, music was playing, It was like kind of like rave salsa dancing. I can't remember some of the tunes, and it was incredible. It was an hour's worth of workout. We were raving throughout the whole thing, and it wasn't just like stretching and like bending over and doing normal stretches. It was just waving your arms in the air, like we were jumping up and down, going yes, 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 no, 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 all to the music, and it gave you that rhythm. It gave you that rhythm, and I kid you not, I started out. I'm used to music. I'm a DJ. I'm used to like some sort of performance. I'm not a fucking dancer by any stretch, but it took me a little while to kind of get out of my shell, because I was thinking, what the fuck am I doing? And then before you know it, I was raving with everyone, because everyone's just in there. It's a positive atmosphere, and everyone's just loving life. So an hour workout went through, a lot of core work, a lot of ab work, a lot of like, it sounds stupid, but I was doing a plank, and the guy, I think it was Greg, the guy, the trainee there, it was like just tense everything when you're doing a plank. Just tense absolutely everything, like your stomach's going to suck itself in and your ribs are going to burst over your abs or something. So you tensed up and you just felt this much deeper tense, I suppose. And yeah, and then next minute we were asked if we've run the ropes before, what's your experience like. I tried to stay, I said to them that I wasn't as experienced. I need to learn the ropes. I have run the ropes before. I have got experience, but I thought it's better to come to this place fresh-faced, as if I'm brand new, so I can learn their way of doing things and see how my way, my knowledge goes against that, rather than me going, oh, yeah, I can run the ropes, and then run the ropes and I look like a sack of shit. So yeah, I went in the kind of the beginner class, and all the guys there, everyone, like, there was about 16 people just in the beginner class, and it was fucking brilliant, because it was the first couple of things, like drop toe holds. We did probably around about 30 drop toe holds each, and you could see, and that's to me what I think is the best way of learning, is repetition, consistently and constantly doing the same action until you nail it and you get it right. If you're doing a drop toe hold 30 times, and it probably underestimated, it's probably around about 40 times. If you're doing a drop toe hold that amount of times, by the end of it, you're going to be a lot better at fucking drop toe holds by the end. And that's what I liked about it. We were doing Irish whips as well. We were doing lockups, grappling round and then pushaways. And we were doing consistently, we must have done about 30 or 40 of each until we nailed that particular exercise down and that particular routine down. And whilst we were doing that, the more experienced guys were doing whatever they were doing, baseball slides, running ropes, internationals, and the whole atmosphere was brilliant. Everyone was buzzing throughout the whole thing. After you're doing a workout like that, you can't help but kind of be in that positive attitude. And I kid you not, after that workout, I felt fucking incredible. Like every muscle in my body was warmed up. I didn't have any aches, any pains. The blood was flowing, and I was like, let's fucking do this shit. And so then the guys were doing their baseball slides and internationals in the ring, and then they took those guys, the more experienced guys, out of the ring, and then put the trainees, including myself, into the ring to try and run the ropes. And that was good. It was a different type of ring. It was a good ring. Run the ropes for a little while the other more experienced one were working out a match, and then at the end they performed a match, and the trainee and the instructor critiqued all their matches at the end. But basically this is just a short one. I've probably been waffling on, but as it's Monday, I have to deliver. Just let down last minute on the for the interview for this week. Shit happens, so just call an audible and just put out a show. But honestly, guys, if you get the chance and you're in London, Bethnal Green, London Lucha Underground, Google it. honestly, I nearly just killed a fox. That was what the pause was. I just had to frantically emergency stop, and I just potentially saved the fox's life. So I'm doing my bit for Mother Nature. So if you get a chance, Google Lucha, London Lucha Underground, and I've probably said the name of the promotion fucking wrong this whole time, but I can't Google while I'm driving. Well, I can, and I do often, but certainly not when I'm recording episode 18 of Wrestling with Success. I don't want to die. I don't want to lose my life. If I lose my license, I can't go to these promotions. I can't give you a on-the-ground report of what these promotions are like, what these training schools are like. But if you get the chance, look it up. When I Googled it, a lot of it was like lucha, masks, lucha. And I'll be honest, because that's not kind of fitting to my style, I was a little bit like, I'm not sure, but I went in the recommendations of two others that I've trained with, Jack Torino and Taylor Essex, Aidan, and I'm so happy that I did, because it was such an experience, and 100% I'll be going back there at some point. Good crowd, it was almost like a family who was in there, everyone was supportive, nothing was negative, and 100% look it up, Google it, fuck it, drop me a message and we'll go down there one time as well, because it's definitely worth it. I would recommend it to anyone. Gets you out your shell as well, because not being funny, if you're raving in front with everyone, you haven't got a choice but just fucking rave, because everyone's raving around you. So just embrace and enjoy. But that's pretty much it, guys. Let's talk about some wrestling. Let's play this shitty jingle. I obviously can't play it in the car, so I'm just gonna kind of sing it. Ladies and gentlemen, it's fan time. 1, 2, 3. Ah! So let's talk about, what was the last pay-per-view? What was the last pay-per-view? No Mercy? What was the? So Ziggler lost. Fuck, why did Ziggler lose? It was Hell in a Cell. Why did Ziggler lose? Alright, you come out, he's been away for a little while, he's come back, he's doing a little bit of something different. Why fucking have him lose? Why? He's immediately, as soon as he lost, he was like, right, he's dead to me again. And now, like, they've got to start all the way from the beginning again. Like, what's the point? Usos versus the New Day. What a fucking match. What a match. If you haven't seen it, go watch it. Shenanigans everywhere. Shenanigans, different spots that you haven't really seen before, and it was just fresh. I liked it. Jinder Mahal versus Nakamura. I'm glad Jinder's still got a title. He's doing that JBL thing. He's keeping the heel title. I like it. No problem for me. Nakamura, you're losing a little bit of stuff for me. Never do promos again. This guy should be a Paul Heyman guy. That would solve everything. Paul Heyman as Nakamura's mouthpiece would solve everything. Shane McMahon versus Sami Zayn. I put a post out on social media. When watching all those bumps on top of the cell, it was legit like I went back to being like a fanboy in 1999 or 2000 when Mick was on top of the cell. Every single bump I was like, your shit is gonna break, and it never did, but I winced every fucking time there was a bump on top of that cell. And then, I mean, it was good. It's good that I can kind of get that feeling, being a more experienced fan and being someone who's kind of taken bumps himself. But yeah, you'd have to pay me a lot of money to take a bump on top of a cell. I don't care how fucking padded or how safe it is. You would have to. It would be hard for me to take a bump on top of the cell. Shane McMahon does his thing. Great big bump. It looked like he fucked. Like, I know all his bumps look bad anyway, but it's the fact he kind of bounced and turned all at the same time. It looked fucking horrific. Called that spot though. Called that spot with Sami Zayn. So yeah, that was pretty good. And that's pretty much it for fan time. Well, something else happened this week that you may not have noticed, you may have noticed, is that I have now kind of introduced my character I would love to know your thoughts on it. My character video was introduced by Dropkicks. This is how I'm debuting as Dropkicks, as Mr. Success. And for those of you who don't really understand or know what I'm talking about, it's worth looking on my Facebook page. There's my cover video as well. But that's the character I'm running with. It's Mr. Success. I'm going to do an episode at some point later on to kind of explain the character, why I went down that route. I'd love to know any sort of questions. I tried to make it a little bit, the video, introduction video, I tried to put a little bit of humour in there as well, so you don't think that I'm actually taking, did you hear that? I'm going around a corner, what a wheel spin. So people don't think I'm actually taking myself too fucking seriously. There is not a great deal successful about me, but it's a character and I'm willing to fucking run with it. So if you haven't checked that out, I would love you to check out the video on my Facebook page, on Dropkicks page, and yeah, any sort of feedback. If you thought it was shit, send me a message. You thought it was good, send me a message. If you haven't watched it, fuck you, watch it. One guy at work, I've had mixed reception to the video. I've had a lot of people say, oh yeah, it was really funny, I lost my shit, like there was a part in it, I lost my shit, like I lolled when I saw it, and which is good, I'm happy with that. And then I had a guy, and completely other end of the scale, I had a guy from my normal work, my normal 9 to 5, and he turned around to me and he said, oh, I saw your video the other day, I wanted to punch you in the fucking face after watching it. And I was like, well, fucking solved, good. I was like, I'm just glad that I got, like, you got an emotional reaction to that video. Like, so I'm trying to gauge whether people watched it and thought, I like this guy, or people watched it and thought, what a cock, I want to see this guy get knocked the fuck out. So I'm interested to know either way, because it helps me in the long run. But apart from that, guys, I hope your training's going well. I hope your training's going well. I want to hear about all the schools you go to. If you bump into me at a training session near me, or you think that there's a training school that I should go to that you'd like me to review, let me go to and tell you how it is, then let me know. I'm willing to. I'd love to come to a training session with you guys, partner up with you. Fuck it, let's do it. So let me know how your training's getting on. Let me know where you're training, and I'll try and meet up, and we'll try and go through the motions together, climb that ladder together. But anyway, guys, I'm sorry for the kind of slapdash, half hokey pokey podcast episode 18. But I'm calling it on the fly, and I'm never missing a week, ever. So thank you for taking the time for listening, and I promise you, I have a fucking great lineup of guests coming. A great lineup. It's well worth the wait. So 100% keep your eyes open for future episodes. Anyway, guys, thank you for listening to this episode. Thank you to listening to this podcast and following my journey. And guys and girls, I look forward to wrestling a match with you all soon. And people, I'll speak to you all